Welcome to NHL Draft Pros. On today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the Detroit Red Wings prospect pool. They are stacked, and yes, the Yzer plan is in effect, so let's see what prospects he has stocked up in the pipeline so far. As always, please subscribe and hit the like button to help the channel grow. I'd really appreciate that. Okay, the Detroit Red Wings, like I said, probably one of the top prospects pools in the NHL at this moment, and the first overall prospect in their pool is Simon Edvinsson. He is a hulking 6'6", 216-pound D that played in the AHL last year for them in Grand Rapids. He had 27 points in 52 games, and he was 6th overall back in 2021. He's definitely developing his game, and he had a taste with the Red Wings, played 9 games, had 2 points, 2 goals. But the one thing that stands out with Edvinsson is his athleticism. Now watch this. He chases this puck down. When you're that tall and you got that stick, it helps big time as a defense. Like, look at this. Catches that player and then just says, okay, we're going to take that puck away from you. The other thing is he's not afraid to take the body. Like to see a little bit more consistency in that, but look at that. Takes the body and then nice zone exit. So this is back in when he played in Sweden, but definitely refining his game in the AHL right now. So here we see him take a skate with the puck. For a big guy, he's got some really good wheels and like I said, the athleticism. And the one thing that you want with D is the ability to exit the zone, right? And look at this. So smart head up play, nice little short pass right there for the zone exit. So you see how he's like watching, seeing what's going on around him. So good IQ, and then gets it out. So same thing here behind the net. He's going to pick up the puck here. Nice little short pass. So you love those zone exits, a D that can just get the puck out easily and not rushing it. And Edvinsson definitely has that. So that's a great number one. Number 2, and we got Marco Kasper. If you want the scouting report, it's on the homepage there at NHL Draft Pros. But check out this. He's only 19, is 6'1", 192 pounds. And this kid is just a motor. All he does is just work. And he's actually refining his game, and he's getting some more points. So this year in the SHL, he had 23 points in 52 games. But he's a really good two-way forward, right? He's a centerman. So Detroit is looking good up the middle. All right, so these are clips from my video of him, and this is his draft year. But look at this. So he's got some pretty nice hands. See that little through-the-leg move there? Showing off a little bit of dipsy doodle. I love it. But yeah, definitely, Marco Kasper is one of those players. Just overall game is really good. If he could refine his offense a little bit better, I think that would help out big time. So let's see here. So this one here, and the one thing that Marco Kasper does well, he attacks the net, or the middle of the ice, I guess you could say. He's not afraid to engage. He's not afraid to go in the dirty areas, and that's what you love about his game. And when you're 6'1" and almost 200 pounds, that translates well into the NHL. So definitely a nice pickup by the Red Wings, and they selected him 8th overall in 2022. So here we're going to see same thing, right? He's got that drive. He's just non-stop, going for loose pucks. Like he's right in front of the net there, battling, and then he just dives in to score a goal there. So Marco Kasper, number 2. All right, number 3. 9th overall pick in the 2023 NHL draft, Nate Danielson. Got a video on him too if you want to check that out. He's another big one, 6'2", 187 pounds. So still got some room to grow there. Like I said, he was 9th overall this year in the draft, had 78 points in 68 games in the dub for the Brandon Wheat Kings. And he was a second all-star in the WHL. And again, these are from my video. So his shooting definitely has a nice shot. I'm going to show you some of his offensive tools. So he's got a pretty wicked shot, can pick those corners pretty easily, and definitely uses that to his advantage. When you're 6'2" and you got a good shot, that's always a nice thing to have. And you're going to see in a second, he's also got some sweet hands and some nice passing ability. So that IQ, watch this shot right here. Knocks the ball right off the net. Boom. Love that. So yeah, when he lets it go, oh, that's a nice shot. No chance for that goalie at all. Look at this. Just blast the bottle right off. Here we're going to see some passing ability. So some IQ. Look at this. He just threads the needle there right on the stick. You're going to see from the overhead view that this is a nice pass. Look at that. His teammate didn't even have to move his stick. It was right on there. And then the hands, like I said, he's got some pretty filthy hands. Look at this. Through the stick, through the leg. And then the nice one pass across there. You're going to see it in slow motion here, but So Nate Danielson, and the one thing that stood out is that Connor Bedard was asked, who's the toughest player to play against, and he said Nate Danielson. So his two-way game is really strong. So the Red Wings, they're building something of a, overall well-rounded game type thing they're looking for in forwards, it looks like, and definitely have him with Marco Kasper and now Nate Danielson. So they're going to be stacked for a long time. All right, number 4, one of my favorites, Axel Sandin Pellikka. Check out his scouting report on the homepage and check out these numbers. He was 17th overall in this year's draft. I think that Detroit was like, wow, I can't believe this kid slid this far. And in his junior league, he had 36 points in 31 games. He's a defenseman. So he put up some monster numbers as a D in the Swedish junior league. And then he played at the U18 World Championships, and he had 11 points in 7 games. Again, as a D. He was named the top D in the Swedish junior league and the top D at the U18s. So he's got some pretty good pedigree, and you're going to see why. The one thing that stands out with Axel Sandin Pellikka is his skating. He's breaking ankles every game. His lateral movement, his edge work and stuff like that is just amazing. Like, look at that, just breaking ankles. No chance. And then puts it home. So watch this. This is a lot of the clips that I have on here is him and his maneuverability on the ice. It's pretty impressive, actually. I love his skating. He's one of my favorites. He's listed at like 5'11", so I think that's one of the things that kind of, teams shy away from. If he was like 6'1" or 6'2", he would have went way higher. But look at that skating. Like, it's just so fluid, so natural. And you're going to see here, and the one thing, like I said, that is important for players is zone exits, and he's got that in spades. He's very confident with the puck, sometimes a little overconfident, but nevertheless, now you're going to see this one here. He's gonna absolutely do a little trickery. So he picks it up in the corner here, and then watch this little whoop. And then that nice perfect pass out. See that zone exit? So it's not, you got to be able to kind of get around players. But the other thing is to be able to get your head up and get that pass out. So that was a perfect play. All right. Number 5, the big goaltender, Sebastian Cossa. He is 6'6", 209 pounds. He was 15th overall in 2021. And he's had a kind of up and down season. Played in the ECHL and a couple games in the AHL. Was 26-16-1 in the ECHL with a 2.56 goals against. I think that, he just needs to grow into his body still. He's only 20 years of age, and, they got to develop that strength. So he's still growing into his body, I guess you could say. But when you're that big, and if he fills out, watch out. He's going to cover a lot of net, and this could be a really nice pickup in the near future. All right, number 6 on the list, we have Carter Mazur. He's 21, 6 feet, 172 pounds. He was 70th overall in 2021, and he played in Denver this year in the NCAA. He had 37 points in 40 games. Struggled at the beginning of the season, but then he picked it up near the end there, and he started putting pucks in net like no tomorrow. And there are some improvements in his game, so I think that, a little bit more development with Carter, and I think that we might have a nice player in the near future. All right, number 7, we got William Wallinder, and he's another D. Look at his size, 6'4", 190 pounds. Yep, Detroit, they're going for size, well, with the exception of Axel Sandin Pellikka, but he's 20 years of age. He went 32nd overall in 2020, and in the SHL this past season, he had 26 points in 50 games. Now, Wallinder is a really good skater, and he's got some really nice hands. There are some things that he needs to kind of refine on the defensive aspect of the game. But again, when you're 6'4", 190 pounds, he's got some room to grow, get a little bit stronger. So I think that he'll be a, probably bottom pairing D in the future, but definitely has some upside. All right, number 8, I got Albert Johansson, another D, 6 feet, 185 pounds. He's 22 years of age, so he's a little bit older, and he was drafted 60th overall in 2019. Played in the AHL and had 15 points in 53 games. He's not the most flashy D, but definitely more stay at home, and you need those kind of players on your team, right? Not everyone can be offensive on the team, so I think that, again, he needs to get a little bit more bulk, I think, on him, a little bit stronger to be able to handle the corners and in front of the net, but definitely a smart player and makes the right plays from the defensive zone. All right, number 9, I have Dmitri Buchelnikov. So he's only 19. He's 5'10", 170 pounds, and he was 52nd overall in 2022. Now, he played in the 2nd Division Russian League this year and had 28 points in 35 games, which is really good for a 19-year-old. So Buchelnikov is definitely an offensive dynamo, and He was really good in the Junior Russian League, the MHL, a few years ago. I think that, the only issue is that he's kind of small, but definitely has some hands on him. If you see the highlights, like, he's definitely pretty skilled. So we're going to have to see how he develops his game in the near future, but he'll be an interesting one to watch for sure. Okay, and the last one on the list, Shai Buium. He's 20 years of age. He's 6'3", 220 pounds. He's a D, 36th overall in 2021. Played for Denver in the NCAA, had 21 points in 38 games, so some pretty decent numbers there. I consider him more of an offensive defenseman, but that's the issue. He needs to work on his defensive game, and I think that he took a pretty big step this past year. He was better than he was in years past, so that's a good sign for Detroit, but they definitely have some nice prospects in the pipeline right now. So let's go over the top 10 here. So I got Simon Edvinsson at 1, Marco Kasper 2, Nate Danielson 3, Axel Sandin Pellikka 4, Sebastian Cossa at 5, Carter Mazur at 6, William Wallinder at 7, Dmitri Buchelnikov at 8, Albert Johansson at 9, and Shai Buium at 10. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. If there's anyone I'm missing, or if you think that someone should be somewhere else, I'd really appreciate the feedback. And as always, please subscribe and hit the like button to help the channel grow. And we'll see you soon. Cheers.